Awesome. Hi everyone. Welcome to our International Women's Day event at here at GDSC Moayu, where we are going to be celebrating women in tech, specifically GDSC leads. We are going to learn from their experience, get to ask questions, get to learn from their own point of view how tech has been for them, how they've been able to navigate a lot of hurdles, and how they got here. So I would be inviting all the speakers on the stage. Right. Hi guys.
Hi, good day, everyone. How are you guys doing? I'm so excited to be here.
So okay, so I think we can just start by introducing ourselves. I will definitely go last. Um, Emerald, you can start.
Okay, hi everyone. Unfortunately for you guys, just imagine me with my voice because there's no face to the voice for now. But hi everyone, my name is Emerald Akamere. I am the GDSC lead for Bay University Abuja. I am a 400 level student studying computer science and majoring in AI. I'm so happy to be here. Here for the ride, for the lovely experience. I'm here to learn from you guys, here to meet and converse with lots of amazing speakers. I hope that you guys will stay to the end of the program, and I can't wait for the program to start. Thank you so much, Sophia, for organizing this beautiful program. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much for being part of it. Um, Elena, you can introduce yourself.
Thank you, Sophia. Hello, everyone. I'm Elena Moyo. I'm from Midland State University in Zimbabwe. I'm a GDSC lead. I'm a third year student studying data science and informatics. I love computers and I look forward to this event. Thank you, Sophia.
Also, uh, Halia, please introduce yourself.
All right, so hi everybody. I'm Aliyah Kalejai. The GDSC lead for Kwara State University, Nigeria. I'm into content, media, and everything community. I'm also a machine learning enthusiast. I'm into public speaking and event hosting too. I'm also a 500 level aerospace engineering student. So yeah. It's nice to be here, and I look forward to the amazing conversation that we'll have in this event.
Wow, that's amazing. Aerospace engineering. Wow. Uh, Ofofonono, please, I just hope that I did not mispronounce your name. Please, can you introduce yourself?
No, it's fine. Okay, so my name is Ofofono.
Uh, is it just me or did her network just started misbehaving?
Yeah, I think it's an
All right. Um, you can just leave the StreamYard
Hi
studio and
everyone.
join again.
I am the social media manager for
Yeah, I think you can just, leave the StreamYard studio, join back. And if showing your face would affect the latency of your network, you can just turn it off. That's fine. Okay. So we would start while we wait
sorry guys.
for. All right, she's back.
Sorry. I thought you saw you. Sorry, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, 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 I can.
Thank you so much. So I think I got kicked out by network. But can everyone hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I think I was introducing myself. Did you hear me?
No, 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 no. We did not
Okay.
hear
So
your
I said
introduction.
my name is Ofofunono Udom. Okay, I'm Ofofunono Udom. I'm the social media manager of GDSC Moai currently. I am also a student, yes, and I'm a product designer. So I've been in product design for about a year now, and I create content. I do a little of graphic design, and yeah, basically that's it. So that's me. I'm really happy to see all of you here. So nice to meet you. Thank you.
Awesome. And it's really exciting to have to share the stage with amazing women and, we get to learn from your experience. So I think we can just start. So, first of all, can we each talk about, oh, sorry, before we do that, hi everyone, I am Sophia Eribu. I am the current GDSC lead at Mekilokbara University. I am an agricultural
I'm
student,
so sorry. I have a
uh,
class.
currently in my final year. Okay, and in addition to that, I am a developer advocate for pieces, and I write technical articles from time to time. So, enough about me, and let's get started. Okay, I think I will give the mic first to Elena. Please, can you talk a bit about your tech background, how you started, and where you are right now?
All right. Thank you, Sophia. So my tech background, it didn't start because I needed it to. It's quite a coincidence. So it happened that when I finished my advanced level studies, I ran into a problem. I didn't have enough money to take me to university. And lucky enough, I found a scholarship, but they were only scholarship for tech students. So I had to choose a tech career. So that's how I got into tech. So I started developing the love for technology and computers as I started because, I didn't think about it before. But then when I started it, it was amazing and I started loving. I remember when I was in my first class, it was introduction to data science. My lecturer was talking about algorithms and I got so fascinated and I just wanted to learn more. So that's how I got into tech. And my journey so far is me trying to push on, keeping developing skills, increasing my rich network, and finding new things and opportunities around, just looking into things, exploring. That's something that I love, and I always love taking challenges. So currently, I'm an intern. I'm in my third year. So at my school, when you're in a third year, you have to go for internship. So I'm working um, for a company as a data science intern, and it's proving to be amazing. You get to learn new things that you didn't even think you'd learn. For example, I'm a data science student, but now I'm learning development. I'm now good at Next.js, React, and it's just fun. So that's where I'm at now. I don't know if I answered all the questions, Sophia.
Yeah, definitely. You did well, and it's really beautiful to hear how you've yeah, how you got to where you are. I will give the mic to Emerald. Emerald, please, can you share your journey in tech? How did you get started? How did you get to where you are right now? Emerald, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Okay. All right. So my journey in tech started with my dad. Um, so my dad, we had this desktop at home, and we're just using it to watch movies basically. So my dad actually went online and then got us this code.org um curriculum thing that we started doing. So that's how I started seeing how to debug. So basically, the code.org we're just basically using block formation of coding to just debug code, look at how code we're working, and just go further with it. And I developed an interest there. Then from there, when I went to secondary school, I made sure I participated in all the tech clubs that we have, all the engineering clubs that we have. Really interesting. I went forward too. And while I was in senior secondary school, I participated in Technovation, and I got to build an actual app on my team that helps to solve a problem in our communities. And that app, we actually implemented it in our community, and we're using it to actually, save problem in our community and do things in our community. I'm sorry about that. And solve problems in our community. And from there on, it just went forward like that. I developed interest in robotics and AI, and I made sure I had trainings in robotics and in AI. And yeah, I did that in school. Because of that, I also advocated for a lot of women in tech and make sure that they were doing the right thing in technology. So I also applied to become a GDSC lead. Before then, I also um, became a WTM ambassador with Google, while also working together with Society of Women Engineers. So it has been a really nice experience, ultra.
Wow, that's really impressive. I mean, wow. And thank you to your dad because we get to see we get to learn from you and we get to see amazing projects from you. Aliyah, please can you tell us a bit about your background?
All right, thank you. So my own background in tech is actually quite wild because I didn't get to tech onto uni, right? And I didn't exactly know what tech was. I knew obviously that there was technology in existence, but like in the context that I now understand it to be, I didn't know that that existed until I entered uni. And then I met somebody. I met the pioneer lead for my community, GDSC Kwasu, in my first year uni because he was also studying the same course and he was already in his final year then. And I used to attend one of their final year classes because I was just curious what's going on in this space. So I used to attend their classes, and from there we built a nice rapport. So he spoke to me about the community, and my curious mind decided that why not? Let's do it. That was really how I joined the community and all of that. And it went good from there, let me put it that way, because I started off because I wanted to learn machine learning. But over time, bumps here and there, I just used to drop it and pick it back up. But I also knew that I'm a writer. I wanted to do content. I wanted to do media and all of that. But I was also doing engineering, and all of that was like mixing up. And I wanted to figure out how to merge that with this tech that I just found. So it was quite a journey of trying to understand how all of this works for me from the beginning, and it took years of understanding that I could do this thing compartmentalized and not exactly merging everything. And then I think it went from there to actually falling in love with community, volunteering over time, and then finally deciding that, okay, I'm going to just apply to be a GDSC lead and see how I can also give back to this community that has given me so much. So that's like the journey so far for me.
Wow, that was an amazing journey. And I mean, having a community when you are just getting started in tech was really a good way for me to really grow my skill and get to know more people in tech and get to collaborate more with others and build some soft skills that people in tech needs. Ofonono, do we have you here? If we do, just tell us a bit about your background in tech.
Yeah, I want to believe you have me now. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. You can just tell us a bit about your background in tech.
I really apologize for my. It's really bad. Sorry, Sophia, can you come
Right.
again?
All right. Tell us a bit about your background in tech. How did you get to where you are? What inspired you? Stuff like that. Do you hear me?
Be a front end developer. I used to be a front end developer, and then I got into HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I was doing a lot of stuff for web development. Was in 2020, and then went on the break. The COVID came in, and then we're kind of scattered and confused. So I forgot everything about I just came on again and I started to learn. And I even something I built with some friends of mine. But some called me a kind of enjoying this. I really enjoying
For no, no,
front end development. Still really enjoy coding, and then I had to go back and think. I really enjoy it. Forward to 2020, and can you hear me? I said after a lot of mental calculation and thinking and self discovery and a lot of things, I eventually switched to product design. So I took a course in um, fundamentals of user experience design on Google, I and then I got another course in UI design proper. And so since then, I've been a product designer, and so yeah, that's where I've been. I've volunteered and I've served in a few communities, and so far, I don't really had a very very long tech journey, but this is my journey so far, and I'm really glad to meet the people that I've met currently.
Awesome. Um, that's this. I mean, that was really awesome. You all have had an amazing experience. And okay, so a bit about my experience is I think I started last week of April of 2020 during the COVID time. My school was on a break, and I decided to do something that is not really related to my course. So at first, I thought I would go into game development, but it seems like that's not for me. Or rather, I think I've not really had the time to go there. So I started by learning Python, and it seemed interesting. But after the class, the 2 weeks class for Python was over, I switched to front end, and I partook in HNG. It's an internship in Nigeria, or I think in Africa, where you get to build projects, get to work with other people that is in your field. But I did not make it past stage three. And after that, I decided to, seems that they've taken my light. So after that, I decided to focus on backend, where I learned Python, Django, SQL. And then while learning backend development, I decided to learn a bit about technical writing because I'm a very shy person. I would rather write how I feel or what to say than to say it to someone's face, which is very bad. But I just decided to, go into technical writing and uh, October last year, I was able to get a role in developer advocacy where I get to write technical articles and build demos of the company's tool and project. So that's how I've been able to uh, go from writing small lines of Python to where I am right now. So I have another question for the ladies. Okay, can you share a significant challenge that you faced as a student in tech and how you've been able to um, overcome such challenge? And I think I will start with Alia.
All right. Thank you very much. So for me, it's more of a location. In my school is located in a very, very remote area. I think we lost Sophia. All right. My school is located in a very, very remote area called Maliti in Kwara State. And the network is terrible. You have to struggle with network. You literally have to battle for light in terms of you have to actually go and pay charge. I can't remember the last time I've actually seen light as in from our provider in this village that we're in, right? So it's mostly been a challenge of light, light network for me. It's also I don't want to say that I know that quite a number of and if I'm being honest, I've not faced it on a grave level in tech, but there's definitely the silent ones that you get to experience because tech people who want to come off as cool, we have this vibes around us, right? But there's still this silent discrimination of, especially even now that I'm lead, as much as a lot of people, oh yeah, the conservative lead for, oh yeah, a lot of women are happy for you, but you see the male gender and you know that a lot of woman leading me kind of thing. It's not there for everybody, but over time I've come to realize that I'm not imagining that it's there, it's actually there. Right? So I think that's also been a challenge. It's not been something I've had to battle with or have sit somebody down and have a conversation and okay, get your facts straight conversation, but it's something that has been there. Um that's mostly it. I think another challenge I faced was picking a niche in tech. Like I mentioned earlier, I wanted to do technical tech. I wanted to do machine learning. I still hope I can do. But like unfortunately I couldn't because it wasn't balancing for me. I was doing so many things. I started writing early. From my 100 level I was already writing. Even before I got into uni, I was already writing. So balancing that because I knew that I really wanted to write, balancing that and finding a niche for that in tech without having to go core tech was something I actually battled with for years until I finally found my space. So I think that's another major thing, another major challenge that I have faced in tech community so far.
Yeah, well, those are, I mean, crazy challenges, and I'm happy that you've been able to overcome that because I know that in terms of the electricity, I that's something I face almost every day in my school. In my school, we don't really have like 247 power supply. So sometimes you might have light on a Monday. The next time that you might see light would be on a Wednesday or on a Thursday. And you will have to go and start looking for where to get light. And if inside school they did not turn on the gen, that would be another issue altogether. So yeah, um Emerald, I think I will give you the mic. So tell us a bit about a challenge that you faced and how you overcame the challenge.
Okay, thank you so much. Aliyah had a very nice experience, and yes, I also share that sentiment with electricity. Electricity in Nigeria is just going to stain your whites, literally, and mess up your plants that you have. But one other challenge I have that tops the list for me basically is just the digital divide that we have in this part of our unique world. Digital divide we have here, it's crazy. There is so much gap between us and what is actually in vogue. And to be very honest, I want to give a shout out to everybody that is in tech in Africa and is doing so well, because my god, we don't have up to quarter of the resources a lot of people who are thriving in tech in other places have. And it was so crazy because when I got into a program with the New York Academy of Sciences, and I was feeling that I was on top of the world. I was telling them, oh, HTML, oh, they have moved to Web3. And I was behind, you know. And these were things that people would pay money to go to class for that time, like write a simple structure, you know. But the digital divide that we have here is very crazy, you know. For you to do your best, for you to compete in Africa at an international level, there's so much work you have to do on yourself. And lots of folks don't understand that being in Africa, studying in tech, I can speak for Nigeria, for example, studying any technological subject, course, whatever you're doing, you still need to study that tech. My brother and my sister, you study computer science in school, but you're going to go home and watch Python programming on YouTube. You just have to do that because that's the only way your skills be able to match. So that's going over resources and making sure that you inculcate too much knowledge in yourself and that you're sharpening your skills, because you're asking yourself, okay, the same way I'm going to school, other people too are going to school. What's going to make me unique? You know, what do I need to do? I also share the same sentiment with Aliyah when talking about how broad the tech space is. Even in the AI and ML, is another world of its own, to be very honest, because you have different niches. And because of this paradox of choice, this made me to actually start my NGO, Afrotech Excel. So my NGO basically helps to mentor people who are trying to move into tech, or those people who are already in tech to actually find their niche on what they want to do by linking them with mentors who have years and years of beautiful experiences, going through vocational exercises, because I needed that because there was just so much information on tech that you need to actually find a way to go through that. Another thing I experienced very well is basically the the misogyny. Oh, help me, God! I am the pioneer lead of my school, and I identify as a female. For anybody who's wondering, but the support, I feel that once you're a woman and you're entering into tech, as much as you have plenty scholarship for women, he for she, women for women, you are your own at a particular point. You have to give yourself that energy. You have to give yourself that boost, because basically people will want you to fail so that they can say, you did not see that woman's daughter that she says she's going to go and do good things. You would stay here and do the one that is do you read economics, read mass com. I'm not saying people that are in those fields that know exceptionally well, but that encouragement for women to actually go and thrive in tech is actually very, very low. So I found myself, even in my class, I'm the only girl in my course that's studying computer science, and it's crazy. I'm the only girl that is in my core team. All my core teams are men, and they are in higher level than me. So my 500 studying software engineering. So if in order for me to lead people who have wealth of experience, in order for me to go to classes and tell 500 level students that, hey, I'm organizing a workshop and I want you to come, and they're like, who is this one? Plus she's a girl. You know, what can she do? So all of these things are challenges. And another challenge that is very unique to students is actually balancing your tech with your schoolwork. tech and schoolwork are two different things that we've come to realize. They are very two different things because if you're focusing just on school, your technical expertise will be low. You will not have the technical knowledge and the skills that you need to compete international level. And if you go in too much in your tech journey, your school is going to suffer and you get to see yourself having to deal with a lot of that. So one thing I also did was also proper scheduling, having time for both. And when people used to tell me this before when I was much younger, I used to laugh and say, "Oh no, it can never be me." But you have to sacrifice your sleep. I don't think you're going to know sleep when you're in tech or when you're trying to balance the two together. You will not sleep. You will wake up in the morning when other girls are with their hair permed, nails, everything. My dear, you will look like you came from the bush that they pursued you from. But that's all right because all of us here, beautiful ladies, we know what we're giving for. And I'm just so happy and just so proud to see lots of women doing wonderful things. So, yeah, that's my own 2 cents. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for that. Someone in the audience asked the name of your startup.
Afrotech Excel.
Afro. Awesome. I mean, all right. I mean, a lot of the challenges that you face, or I mean, a lot of the challenges that you face. I mean, almost everyone here have faced them, and I mean, coming from someone that is the first female lead in my school. Because before I became the GDSC lead, I was the Microsoft student lead. And I had to face a lot of back talks from my fellow guys from my fellow people in tech, especially from guys that would be like that. They don't really know what I'm doing, or they don't really know how I got to where I am. And I mean, I have been able to overcome that, and it's sad. It's sad to see that there are some people that still have such point of view, but I'm also happy that some people don't have that point of view. Like currently, my core team, we have so many other. We have another female. She's here, and even when we call for meetups, it's not just guys that show up. At least we get to see two or three females that show up for our meetups, our talk, and our workshops. So, Elena, I don't think I have asked you. Have I?
No,
Yeah. Have I asked you? If I have
no.
not, please tell us a bit about your background.
Okay. The background or the challenge?
Sorry, the challenge, please.
All right. Thank you, Sophia. For me, mostly it was because of my background in high school. I was coming from a business background. I had a love for economics and love for business studies, and then I had to start tech, and that was a challenge for me. One of the biggest challenges that I faced. Um, I felt so afraid because I thought I didn't know anything in class. Everyone was way ahead, and it was just difficult for me. But then, as someone who doesn't give up and as someone who doesn't want to stay at the back, I started looking to activities that I can do at school. Then one day I came through a link for Google Developer Student Class at my school, and I was really happy. So I joined that community, and the lead at that time was Brandon Chibande. Yes. So from then, I started interacting in the community, getting resources, and then I found that there was a safe space where people can actually talk and help each other about tech questions and so forth. And then any other particular areas in class where I didn't really understand, I would obviously go to YouTube. Your lecturers don't really give you everything. So I would go to YouTube, sleep late, watch tutorials, make sure I do my assignments, I don't copy anyone, if it's a practical assignment, I try by all means to follow tutorials and do it by myself. So with that challenge, I I can say it was a combination of having a community, that's the GDSC community, mentors, friends who were really equipped in tech, and also that self motivation that you want to do something better, you don't want to stay afraid all your life. So that helped me to overcome my fear for tech since I was coming from a business background. And then another challenge is maybe, being accepted as a lady or a girl. But from my school, it wasn't that much. And showing people that you have the knowledge, if it's class presentations, if it is meetings, you participate and all that, they just from your contribution, they just give you respect and see that no, this person deserves respect because they know what they're doing. So that's like how I overcame my challenge, mostly fear.
Also, that was really amazing. That was really amazing. Okay. Oh, for no, no, for no, no, sorry. Can you share your challenge? Oh, please, or rather, before Fonono talks, please try and be sleeping. Oh, sleep is very, very, very important. Don't like try to sleep, but don't oversleep because sleep is very, very important. Fonono, do we have you here? Okay, since she's not here, so while she sorts her internet out, so we have a question from the audience. The person asked, um, "How do you balance tech and academics?" So I think we'll start from Emerald because she talked a bit about that. So Emerald, can you give us your tip or tell us how you balance tech and academics?
Okay, great question. I had to fail for me to learn that. But I don't think we need to fail. Anybody needs to fail. And failure comes in different forms. I didn't necessarily need to have carryovers, but I just needed to see that, oh my gosh, like I'm not doing so well. So, what you should do, I can never overemphasize the importance of scheduling. Plan. Like there's a saying that he who does not plan to, who does not plan, Abi, how did they say it, Sha? He who does not plan fails. Abi, plan to fail. I don't know, Sha, but basically, it's talking about how if you don't plan, you're going to fail. That's just it. So plan, have proper schedule. Another thing that's going to help you is discipline. Discipline. Because when it's one thing for you to plan, write a very beautiful plan, write a very beautiful schedule, and then you don't discipline yourself to follow that schedule, you will not be able to see the end result of it. So I tell myself I divide my 24 hours day into two. That into two, I not divide it into three again. Like Sophia said, sleep so that you not look like a zombie in your class. Thank you very much. He who fails to plan plans to fail. Exactly. Thank you very much, Goswell. That's exactly the quote. So make sure that you sleep. But at the same time, when you're planning, so for example, what I do is that I go to my lectures, right? Enjoy my lectures. Then I do not leave school. I do not go back to my hostel or to my house without visiting the library and going through what I've gone through that entire day. So now when I go back to my house and I take my siesta, the next thing I'm doing is my tech journey. Whatever I read or whatever the lecturer taught is already in my head because I've gone back to revise it and familiarize myself with it, and then I move on to my technical space. So it's very important for you to plan and stick to your plan. Another thing again is that I love to read books. One tip I picked up from um, Atomic Habits is the fact that many of us don't follow our plans to the end because our plans are too generic. When our plans are too generic, when our schedules are too generic, you will not know how to meet them. I will read. No, don't tell yourself I will read. On that paper when you are planning, or on your phone or your notes or your to-do list, tell yourself, I will read by 7 p.m. after I've come back from class and taking my bath. Or I will read by 8:15 p.m. after I've said my prayer. Tell yourself when and where you're going to take certain actions so that you can do it. Now, another thing I'm going to give again is that when you're taking certain actions, inculcate or involve those actions that you're going to take into simple things or simple tasks that you do. We sleep, we eat, we watch movies. No matter what you said, tech people, there's no tech person that does not love watching movies. We watch movies, right? We learn, we love reading books, and some of us. So either we either watch movies, read book. So in anything you know you're going to do in a day, me, I know that in a day I must watch at least snippet, even if it's 15 minutes of a movie or a series. I know that I have that because that's my way for me to relax. So I add my plans in a way that it makes it easier for me. Before I watch 911 on Fox, I am going to read my book and make sure that I have submitted my assignments. You see that the plan is easy because you are doing something that you do as a routine. You are specifying when and where you do it. By the time you specify when and where you're going to take certain action, that action will now yield results and you will now move yourself. Another thing I would say is that proper scheduling, don't be too generic, state when and where. Give yourself incentive because you read this or because you're able to balance this. Oh, I read my note today and I was able to um look at something in tech. Because of that, I am going to give myself this. It can be a little thing as I'm going to buy milky donuts, I'm going to buy myself ice cream, I'm going to go and buy myself suya. It's as simple as that. Give yourself that incentive so that you know that okay, that means for me to get myself that Mickey donut. So, Emerald, you have to read your notes. After reading your notes, you have to go back and look at the things you have to work on. When you do that to yourself, you find that it will be a lot easier for you. It's still going to be a journey, but definitely little by little, you're going to get there. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was amazing. I mean, that was really, really amazing. Yeah, that was really amazing. I mean, something that I do that you mentioned was the incentive part, where if I know that I really want to have, let's say I want to have Pringles this week, or I want to have Pringles that day, I mentally tell myself that if I can finish 80% of my work for that day, if I can check it off my to-do list, I'm going to get myself that snacks. So that is like me rewarding myself. And if you try to do this continuously, your brain will sort of, your brain will try to finish that task because you know that finishing that is going to get you that sweet thing that you want, or that good thing, or that shoe, or that bag, or that clothes that you really really want. So thank you for that tip, Emerald. um uh Alia, please tell us how you balance your tech and academic life.
All right, so this is a question I've been asked a lot, a whole lot, especially because I wear glasses. One way or the other, they just automatically assume that you really know a lot of book and all of that. So yeah, so for me, it's that's it, right? But I think something that has also been distinct for me is one, my love for books. Normally, I actually do enjoy the schooling process, as stressful as it is. I actually like book. So I think that makes it a bit easier for me because I'm not feeling like I'm being dragged through a process that I don't want to be part of. I'm actually part of a process that I want to be part of, and I'm enjoying challenging as it. That's one thing that has worked for me. Another thing that has worked for me is my circle of friends. So my the way my department is structured in my school is that you there's no way, absolutely no way that you can try to pull through the stress and workload without having friends, right? So the circle of friends that I've been able to form within my department from my academics has really helped go a long way in easing the burden of how stressful the academic side of things can be. So it helps me realize that okay, I'm doing school and constantly thinking how can I reduce the workload here and still get the best results, and how can I also reduce the workload on the other side and still get the best results. So I've learned to take advantage of people, not take advantage of people in a bad way but in a good way of, I show up for you, you show up for me as your friend, that kind of a thing. It is an assignment, we study together, we get to the root of it faster that way, right? We have conversations after class and all of that. My department is also a lot of practicals, so we have to do a lot of project work. So it means that you really need to work with people who also value their time, value the things that they're doing with their life, and push you to give your best in every side of things. So I think outside of planning, consistency, food is very important. I love food and I will always reward myself with that. So it's very, very important. It's a lot of challenge doing school and tech, let's be honest. A lot. Oh my goodness. Especially after I became lead, the questions skyrocketed. How? This girl, how are you doing it? But it's very challenging, especially because man, one way or the other, your results might have to suffer for it before you learn your lesson, but your result also don't have to suffer for it drastically. You can learn to take a hit. Something I also learned from an alumni from my community, he graduated with the first class. And, you know, these are things that we discussed, and I think these are some of the things that he told me worked for him. Another thing that he said that worked for him was trying to right. So I've spoken to quite a number of people in my school that graduated with the first class because a lot of people ask me the question. I'm like, okay, okay, let's do this. Hi, Alpha, how did you do it? How did you do it? And then it's always revolving around understanding their kind of person point in time. So during the semester, you know that you can always, do academics and do tech. A lot of people decide to go more intense on tech because they don't really learn anything from classes anyway, right? And then when exam period is getting near, everything is book. But people like me, I cannot risk it, especially because of my disability. I cannot risk putting my academics aside during the semester and then say that when we're nearing exams, I'm going to feel badly, right? And I'm also the kind of person that I want to be present in class to listen to what the lecturer has to say. So just knowing yourself, knowing what works for you, I think also will help you go a long way. Understanding what time of the day you are best, at work best, right? Maximizing that information to plan that schedule that Emerald talk about will also go a long way in helping you. That's what helped me with time, and yeah, to balance both academics and tech so far.
Wow, that's really, really, really amazing. I mean, true. I 100% agree with the maximizing your friendships because a way that I was or a way that I have really been able to try to balance my tech and academic life is, by having that friend, that coursemate that knows that this is what I do and know that I would not really be available for all the classes. And he really helps me out by, covering for me in classes that don't really need attendance. And I do take his notes to read for exam or upcoming tests, but I will still try to not miss the important, classes or the important tests. So yeah, that's really really amazing. Ofonono, do we have you?
Yeah, I believe it to be better this.
I think your voice is still breaking, or is it just on my end? Yeah, it seems like your voice is still breaking. So I think we'll still give you more time to sort your internet out. Okay.
Yeah, I really don't know what the issue is, but it has just been kicking me out and bringing me back in. But if you can hear me, then I think that's fine. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so it looks like you had a question for me.
Yeah. So I think just tell us about a challenge that you faced and how do you balance your tech and your academics as a student?
Okay, for me personally, I have a lot of. I think we all share the same kind of situation university is already work. It's like a whole lot of work, and then having to balance other activities like tech. For me, I have church. For me, I have church. I have a lot of stuff that I do, and then it's really, 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 really difficult trying to create this balance. But I think that's the word, balance. For me, a significant challenge, a very serious challenge I always face is having to make sure that I am at all the places I have to be and still be, consistent in my tech journey. And honestly, it's not easy, but I had to draft timetables. I had to set reminders. Like my Google calendar is very full because it keeps me reminded of the stuff I have to do. I have to like set journals. I have to make a lot of arrangements. I think the key word is planning and time management. As someone that is ready to commit in tech, you have to be ready to commit first of all. Then you have to be ready to, steal time, cut down a lot of excesses. I mean, before you come into all of this, it's possible that there are a lot of things you were always engaged in. But for me, I had to just realize that, oh, there's some things I need to drop now. I need to do, making restrictions. Take some courses and then still take school courses. It was like juggling two very large bags together and then create that balance. So you have to do, if you fail, they tell you, yes, she was doing tech, but she was carrying it on her head. Now see what happens to her. And so you must make sure that you pass. You're at least, you shouldn't have, because the testimony you're going to tell people is that, okay, yeah, I'm successful in this, I'm a product designer, I'm and also my academics, I'm not failing. Anything below C, it's below, you're failing if you're having below C and then you're carrying your tech up and down. So the ability for me to create that balance, I struggled last year because I was very, very new to it. But once I came in and I learned the trick, I just stayed. So I believe that's pretty much it. You should know how to use all the time management kind of apps you can get. Notion, your Google Calendar, Google Meet, anything that just keeps you in check, anything that makes you remember the things that you have to do. At least these things are there to plan, help us plan ahead. And so that when I knew how to, use all of this, make sure that I adequately use all of them. It just kind of strengthened me and gave me an edge. So I think, yeah, that's pretty much how I'm still learning how to survive. I won't say I survived. I won't say I've overcome, and I'm still here overcoming the challenges. So yeah, that's it.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, you all have already talked about tips that I use to balance my tech and academic life. So I don't think I have any other thing to add to that. So, a question from the audience: what is the most interesting part of tech? So, no, please, can you start by answering this?
Sophie, I think after this meeting, I'll just sue you because offered in your hand. But it's fine. I forgive. Okay, so I would say there's an interesting part of tech. Honestly, there's no interesting part. What do you like? What what do you like doing? What what interests you most? Remember, I said that I was once a front end developer. So I was actually enjoying HTML, enjoying CSS. But the moment I got to JavaScript, I just went lock. And then I've been thinking, if it's just JavaScript, how the people that do all this other stuff, how did they do it? How they cope? Because it was really, really hard for me. And I see ladies who enjoy. I have a friend. She just loves Python. She just sits down there. Every time you see her, it's Python. She's a lady. And I'm like, how do these people do this thing? So basically, I could not. There's no stereotype. There's no interesting part. Discover what you love. Discover what you love. Okay, someone says JavaScript is really hard for you. Like, yes, see, part. I heard Emerald, I heard Aliyah. I'm hearing all those big stuff they're doing. Honestly, I know where I can do well. I know where I can, I know where I won't even be able to make it. So when I struggled in front end development for some time, I realized that no, I'm not going to make it here. And so I started to learn UI UX, and I realized that I enjoy playing with colors. I enjoy doing this, and I'm not yet a great designer. I'm not badass. I'm not that great. But currently where I am, I just find in this place. Make your peace with what you're doing. So whoever you are, honestly, just think. Do you love coding? Do you love to talk to people? Do you love to interact with people? Do you know how to strategize? Do you know how to connect people together? Do you know how to keep people, up motivated and working? Do you know how to ginger people? Then maybe product management is it's your calling. Maybe you do well in product management. Focus down, calculate, think, talk about. There are bugs. Bugs will keep you very discouraged. Do you think you're someone that can run away from problems at the first instance? Or do you think you're someone that can sit down and critically think over a situation and get it solved? If that is you, maybe you can do well in development, web development. Then if you love colors, makes beautiful creative things. You love to see things that colorful come to life. You love to happy. You love to satisfy. I mean, you just love to make solve problems through design. I think product design, UI UX design. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. Just find out which one you enjoy doing. Find out which one that you can stay for days, and even when you feel demotivated and you feel confused, you still not just give up. Something that can you believe you can keep going no matter what comes. Find that out. You would enjoy it. The truth is, you might not really be able to enjoy everything you're doing now, but Once you keep doing it, you learn to love what you're doing. And eventually, I think you just find yourself enjoying it. But once you realize that it's 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, it's getting to 1 year and you don't have a grasp over this thing. You're not enjoying it. You're not making progress. And you're almost feeling intimidated when you see other people who began with you or lower than you. I think it's time to switch. It's time to switch things up. Switch things up when you're no longer get. That's my 2 cents about that question. Thank you, Sophia.
And thank you for that. I mean, I have to agree with you because, tech is not just a field that everybody must code or everybody must design. There are so many aspects of tech, and it really hurts me that every time that someone tells me that they want to go into tech, the first thought they have is either UI UX or they want to go into web development. Tech is such a vast field that you don't have to code, you don't have to design, and you will still make the money, you will still make the tech money, you will still be impacting, you will still be building product or be part of product build or product process. So I think for anyone in the audience that really wants to get started in tech, I would suggest that don't just rush into something. First of all, calm down, make research on the fields that you would want to go into. At least make research on three fields that you love to go into, and see if you can excel in, or not really excel, if you find them interesting. And it's 100% okay for you to switch to different fields in tech. I mean, I started as someone that really liked coding in Python. Then I went to front end, built a few front end apps, and I saw and I noticed that um, color color designing UIs or coding front end was not really my thing. I switched to back end. Now I'm doing developer advocacy. So it's like it's okay for you to delve into different things. Tech is not just a one thing field. All right. Emerald, please can you share with us what you think is the most interesting part of tech?
Okay, so um, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I can hear you.
so the most interesting part in tech is the process. Um, enjoy the process.
Um, Emerald, we lost you for a minute. Okay. Uh, okay. While she sorts her internet
Okay, sorry, can you
issue,
guys?
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we can.
Okay, all right. So enjoy the process. That's for me. That's the most interesting part in tech. Enjoy the process. So, like Ofo mentioned, I'm just going to give you a nickname for now because I don't want to murder your name. And Sophia mentioned, um, tech is very zigzag-ish, right? You can go from UI UX to front end to back end, and stay end beginning UI UX, and go back to AI ML, and go back to data analysis. That is the joy of tech. Tech is a passport to world of infinite possibilities. You can be anything you want to be when you have particular technological skills, whether it's technical or not technical, right? So Me having a technical skill doesn't mean I must stick technical. Me not having a technical skill doesn't mean that one day I cannot learn a technical skill. So enjoy your process in tech. Enjoy the fact that in tech I can wake up today and be a backend engineer, and I can tell you that I have six various careers in tech. I can wake up one day be a software engineer, wake up another day be a UI UX, wake up one day be an advocate, wake up one day be a PM. That is the unique thing about tech, is that you can do everything you want to do. You can just enjoy yourself. In medicine, you don't have that frivolity for you to be okay, brain surgeon, and then you come here in midwifery, and then you come here. No, but you are so versatile in tech. So just enjoy the process as the spirit leads. If the spirit says today is Web3, my dear, move with it. Go into Web3. If the spirit leads and says UI UX, please go and enjoy it, and just have fun with the whole thing.
I mean, 100%, I agree with that. Just go with the flow. Uh, and try to experiment, try to do different things, but not at once. So try to do different things to know where, to know which one it's really your calling, or it's really more like you. Uh, Elena, please can you share what you think is the most important or the most interesting part of tech?
Okay, like what Emerald has really said, tech is mixed of so many things, different things. So it is interesting in that way, the way that you can choose to be whoever you want, to do whatever you want. So whatever your gut tells you, then you do that. So the interesting thing in tech is that you can build something from nothing. You can start something from nothing. There are all those people. You can imagine how someone, let's say how Mark Zuckerberg uh, thought of Facebook. It doesn't mean that he saw another chat or another thing happening there. But then once you have a brilliant idea, you can make it come to life. That's what tech is very interesting. It's for innovators, thinkers, people who want to change, people with dreams. So that way you have so many tools at your disposal, and it's just up to you to use any one of the tools that you want. Make your dreams come to life. And the funny thing about tech is that they say the most craziest ideas are the best ideas of all time. I remember talking to some of my colleagues during a solution challenge, and then they're saying, this idea is very crazy. I don't think it'll work. And I was like, no, this is the best idea. Just go for it. Whatever you think is crazy, try it out. You'd see so many amazing results from that, because you can think of all the great people, how they started, and how many people told them that it's really silly. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can think of so many people in terms of this. So tech is really interesting because you can build anything you want whenever you want, make your dreams come true. And you have many special platforms where you can post everything that you want for free, open source, and so forth, and people can just use that. So that's it.
Awesome. That's amazing, and that's so true. So we have another question from the audience. Lazy Techie asked, he said that there is a common fear among newbies in tech that will take their, okay, mostly about AI taking their jobs. How would you encourage them about this, their ordeal? I think I'll start with Alia.
All right. So again, this is the question that has been circulating of late, and as much as I'm not an AI engineer right now, I think that's Emerald's field. I want to say that in tech is a very, very broad field, right? And in tech, it's very important that, just like every other field, it's important that you constantly keep up to date with, what's new, what's going on, and all of that. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you keep learning, right? And you try to see how you can implement the new things, the new skills that align with what you're currently doing, right? Except you have the time to explore out of what you're doing, right? So I know that there's this fear that AI is going to take your job, AI is going to take your job. But one way or the other, the truth is that there are people that are now studying to be AI prompt engineers. There are people that are looking into how to the career field in AI itself. The AI itself, the people that are building that, right? So how does the front end that you're doing align with the AI that is in trend now, right? How does the back end that you're doing align with the AI that is in trend now, right? So one way or the other, yes, AI seems like it wants to come and grab your job, even though it's not going to do that in the end, right? How do you make sure that you stay relevant, right? And you keep on learning what it takes to stay relevant in this new space of AI to ensure that your job is not taken. That's basically what my take is on the AI and your job intake.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Emerald, since AI is your field, please can you share with us how to encourage young people coming in tech that have the fear of AI taking their jobs? Can you hear me? Sorry, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Right. Okay. So since
Yes, I
Emerald
can
is
hear
not
you.
available, okay, all right. So since Emerald is not available at the moment, Elena, please can you share? So after Elena, then Blessed. I think I'll just call you Blessed.
Alright, so AI is very
That's right.
AI. Sorry, AI has brought fear among developers, software engineers, almost everyone in the field of tech. And it's understandable actually when Devin can do all those things you ought to fear. But then um, you should not fear Devin. You should actually use Devin and create something with it. AI didn't come to destroy people's jobs. It's there to aid you in your job. So what I would think is that if you don't upskill, it might possibly uh, terminate you in some way. But then tech is for thinkers and innovators. So you need to find a way where you can use the AI at your disposal, because you can say ChatGPT came, and then you can say content writers or even developers have lost their jobs because of this and that. But then you can always use OpenAI API keys in your development processes. So utilize that and make sure that you upskill. As it upskills, you have to upskill yourself as well so that it doesn't really affect you badly. That's that's how I say it. Thanks, Sophia.
Awesome, awesome. Blessed. So the question is, how would you encourage newbies coming into tech about the AI coming to take their job? Okay. Uh, Blessed. Okay. So if she's not here, Emerald, are you back?
Okay, so yes, I'm back. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, yeah, we can.
Okay. So like I was saying before the network cut me off, AI is here for your, it gets to take your jobs, basically. AI is here to take your jobs. I'm not going to give you guys any consolation. But what Alea spoke is very true. What she said rather is very true. Upgrade your skills. I mean, she mentioned about people learning prompt engineering. Elena also mentioned the fact that people, tech is for innovators and and people who can think, right? All the data and all the wonderful things that ChatGPT, bad, whatever you call the cloud, they're doing is because of human thinking. I'm going to go a bit technical now, but if you're in the AI field and you know of neural network, and you know of convolutional neural network (CNN) and the architecture of it, the brain behind AI is basically the human brain and how the human brain think. So for time to come, there will always be need of people. But another thing you have to think about is in what areas are they going to need people? Are you going to make yourself relevant in those areas that they need people? Are you going to continue to think? Are you going to continue to prefer unique solutions that will solve problems? Like now I say, oh, AI is coming for your job, AI is coming for your jobs. It's still the same people, me and you, techies, that are programming these AI to take other people's jobs. So for time indefinite, people will always be needed. Only if you can use your skill to equip, right, to take better, to do better, to learn, to upgrade. Another thing again I'm going to say is that people need to stop having that fear. Instead, see AI as your helper, right? So if you write a code, put that code in ChatGPT, put that code in BAT, put that code in CLAD, check it, tell the AI optimize this code. Now you will be able to learn and see areas. So basically, now what you're doing is that you're working together with this AI. So you guys are not being compatible. So by the time that you need to push a code to PR and you go and check on how to write the code, you see it. ChatGPT is giving you, okay, why don't you do it this way, do it that way? You also use your human engineering and you add that together. Very powerful. You now see that you become indispensable because you're actually using true knowledge. So if you can't fight them, join them. Use these tools that are here. Leverage on these tools to be the best version of yourself and just go on and do awesome things. But yes, you must actually have to think and innovate because that's the foundation of tech.
100% I agree with you. I mean, AI is here to make your day to day a whole less stressful. And the sooner you get to embrace AI, the sooner you get to use it in your day to day, the better your workflow is, and the better you would actually be as an engineer. For me, I see AI as that my friend I can talk to if I'm facing any coding error or coding issue. I mean, I can just copy the error message into GPT and ask it to explain the error, and it explains it well, and then I would know, okay, that this is where I made a mistake, this is where I need to change. So if you use AI that way, I bet you that you would really really love AI, and it will not really take your job. Instead, it will make you um a better developer, a better product manager, or just a better techie in general. Blessed, do we have? Are you back? Do we have you?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. So, just share your 2 cents on, AI coming to take newbies' job in tech.
Okay, I think I personally agree. What you just spoke last, everything you said, because I saw something. I think it's actually trending. It's a normal
Okay. So we would give you some time for you to sort your network issue and come back and give us your 2 cents. All right. So the next question we have is, how do you overcome the feeling of self-doubt and build confidence in your skill as a woman in tech? And I think I will start with Elena.
Okay, that's a common question, really. I think I would start somewhere where you didn't ask. Um, so basically, as a woman, it's not only academics that you need to focus on. When you go back home from school, you have to do chores, and finding a balance between doing chores and having your parents or guardians understand that you need to be with your computer for more than an hour to make that code run. That's a big challenge. So how do you overcome the challenges, self-doubt, and so forth as a woman, especially when people around you don't understand what you're doing and where your journey will take you, even if you try to explain it to them? Well, mostly you do that through being in communities like this, Google Developer Student Clubs, any other communities at your school, or so forth. When you find people that are like-minded, it becomes easier for you. And when you try to explain things to people that you live with, that is your parents or guardians and any other person that you live with, then it might help them understand a little bit. And it doesn't work completely, but it does work sometimes. So mainly just communicate with people that you live with, go online, do tutorials, take courses so that you upskill yourself. When you have a certain skill, when you take on some challenges, it becomes easy for you to reduce that self doubt. Just believe in yourself. There are so many people who started big things were women. I'm not so sure about the exactness of this, but I'm pretty sure the first person to program was a woman or something like that, or who took part in that was a woman to write a computer program. So I literally hear people joke about computer programming is a little bit difficult because it was done by a woman and women are so complicated and stuff. But then look, there are other women who achieved all these things, and self doubt is only going to limit you. It's not going to get you very far. But sometimes it is important to have a little bit of self doubt because it helps you see that there is a specific area where you need to improve your skills. And then when you note that there is a specific area where you need to upskill yourself, you need to have a mentor, you need to have a wide selection of resources. Go to that thing, look for ways where you can ask yourself so that that self-doubt goes. And with that, you can let that self-doubt go. Other people say, as a woman, people don't really trust that you can do this, you can do that, and assigning tasks to you. It's not only in the field of coding, programming, and computers, also in fields like engineering, um, even biotech, whatever, something like that. As a lady, being in a field of um, that is male dominated is really tough, but you need to stay strong as a woman. Women can do beautiful things, so stay strong as a woman. Talk to other female leaders in the society. They'll always want to help you, and self-help books help, tutorials help, friends help, and mentors do help, and communities.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that. And yeah, you are right. I mean, just try to be confident and try to use online resources to be better in your field. Uh, Alia, can you give us your tip on that?
All right. So I think one way or the other, we have all killed ourselves with imposter syndrome at different points in our career, and we somehow, I have at least experienced self doubt. But at the same time, I think that again, it's not something that has been very, very big for me. Because somehow I've always been a confident person. Like even before I got into tech and all of that, I've always been a confident person in myself, in my abilities and all of that. So I think that we transferred into tech. I think the only time I can say that I had some level of self doubt was the period that I was trying to settle into a niche in tech, and I think that having conversations with certain people helps me out. So you may want to find people who are already doing what you're looking forward to doing, or who are already doing well in the space that you're looking to go into. It really helped me to put these conversations or put the situation into perspective, and that went a long way for me. And I think another thing that helped me was finding confidence in continuously doing the things that I wanted to be doing. So just finding confidence in consistency went a long way for me. So the doubt of, can I really do this? Can I pull it off the way I really want to put it off? Right? It started to clear when I started doing and getting better at the things that I wanted to actually do. So I think that consistency in doing what you actually want to do, just get started, start doing it. It's as easy as it sounds. Really, it's as easy as it sounds. If you want it to be as easy as it sounds, so you build confidence over time when you see that you're able to implement this thing very well. So I think that works for me.
Wow. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, Blessed, do we have you back? Okay. Okay, so since we don't have her, Emerald, can you share your 2 cents? And then we would be ending the stream in the next 10 minutes. So after we answer this question from the audience, then we answer, I'm sorry, we take 2 more questions, and that would be the end of the stream. So Emerald, can you share your 2 cents on how to build confidence in your tech skills?
So your wins, frame your wins. If you have a code that you have been trying for a long time to work and it worked, snip it, save it in your gallery. On days when you're not feeling like it, go back and say, oh, I was able to make that code work. So look at your wins, save your wins, right? These moments that you did so good, save it, look back to them. Another thing again is build meaningful relationships. Consistency is key, but also build meaningful relationships. Build meaningful relationships with people who is going to help you, who are going to motivate you to do the right thing. But most importantly, focus on your wins. Remember your wins. Look back on your wins. Those will help you because you're just like, oh, I did that. I can do this, and I'm going to do it again. So it's very important for all of us to focus on our wins, focus on those big moments. And there's this sound that was trending one particular time on TikTok when someone asked Rihanna that, oh, what do you do on days when you don't feel like it? And she's like, fake it. Look in the mirror, tell yourself, look in the mirror and tell yourself that you can do it. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror, tell yourself, oh, I'm a badass programmer. I can do this. Hype yourself, be your own hype woman in your own room. Be in front of your laptop and be happy yourself. So those are things that will help you to build that self confidence in you. So reflect on your wins, Give yourself, hype yourself up, tell yourself, I can do this, I can do it. If you are feeling that okay, you can do it, you can do it, you have looked at your wins, you're telling yourself you can do it, you can do it. Close that laptop and go and sleep. When you sleep in your dream, I promise you that that code line will come. You wake up from that sleep and you go and write that code. So yes, enjoy yourself through the process. Frame your wins. Look back, look at the mirror, tell yourself, I'm a badass programmer, I'm a badass UI UX designer, I can do this. If it's not coming, last, you sleep, you wake up, and you figure it out.
100%, 100%. I 100% I agree with you. I mean, framing your wins has a way of motivating you when you feel down. We are all humans. You will definitely feel down at some point. And when you frame your wins or have a place that you've written down your wins and you go back and you take a look at that, there's something that would be within you, or there's a voice that you would hear that would tell you that if you've been able to achieve this in the past, you will definitely achieve much more in the future. So it has a way of motivating you again in the future. So somebody asked a question on how to start a journey in tech as a newbie. So I would want every one of us to just give like a short reply to this or a short tip to this, because we are way over our time frame. So if anyone just wants to take up the mic and give a reply to this.
Well, I think to start a journey in tech as a beginner, you need to do your research thoroughly, go to Google, YouTube, look into things that you think might you might love, and then when you do find those things that you think you might love, that specific topic or something like that, then find tutorials on how to do it, and with that you can then see if it's for you. If it's not for you, you find another thing, tutorials, and be in the communities, ask others for help, then it might help you.
Awesome.
Another
Thank
thing
you
again
very
I
much.
want to say is sorry, another thing I want to say is leverage on YouTube. Go to YouTube, watch. So for example, write down five career tech paths that seems interesting to you. Software engineer, AI, ML, UI, UX. Go to YouTube and watch a day in the life of those people and see which one trips you the most, and then you start from there.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Wow, this was an amazing session. I mean, personally, I've been able to learn a whole lot from managing your, I'm sorry, balancing your work, sorry, your tech life and your academics, overcoming challenges, challenges like electricity or misogyny, or trying to build your confidence in your chosen field. And we have come to an end. So we just have one more question, and then we will come to an end to this. So the last question is, what initiative do you think that we can promote or push to drive inclusivity within the tech ecosystem in Africa? So anyone can just take the mic, talk, and we can all give our opinions on that.
Okay, to aid inclusivity in Africa, I'm going to say it begins with you. There was a campaign that ran sometime in Nigeria, and for the Nigerians, you understand, change begins with you. It starts from you. The little skill you have, how do you want to share to the next woman? How do you want to share to the next guy that is in a remote community? How are you willing to teach people around you to love tech? This code cannot run. Tech is not easy. You are discouraging people, right? It may be a joke within the techies people, but when you see people who are still trying to open their mindset to the issue of tech, encourage them. Tech is beautiful. Look at I have a problem in my community and I solve that community with 60 lines of code. Somebody be like, you solve your problem with 60 lines of code. How far? How did you do it? Oh, look at it. This is what I did. So encourage people around you. Speak positivity into tech, right? And for women, for girls, for babes, I want to say this. Don't be a mean girl. Just because you cannot understand what the other person is doing or how the other person is doing certain things and getting certain accolades doesn't mean that you will not get your own. Be nice, be friendly, be a good person. Want to help people from your heart. Do that. Tell yourself that, oh, today I'm going to impact knowledge to at least one person that I meet today. We meet a lot of people every single day, even if it's within our friends environment. So basically, be nice to people. I've seen a lot of women in tech, a lot of upcoming, badass women in tech, but they are not nice to each other. They are in competition. The only competition you're in is competition with yourself. Tomorrow, nobody's going to care if you own the biggest house, if you got the biggest job in Google, as far as you're able to do whatever you need to do. So, what I'm trying to say basically is be good, create workshops, impact knowledge to people around you, be friendly. This knowledge that you have received, give it to people, use it to improve people's lives. Money is important in tech, but the reason why many people have money today, why Flutterwave is doing good, all those people, is because they solved a problem that they saw in their community. So be willing to solve problems in your community, be willing to make the lives of people in your community better. Share the resources you have, don't be a hoarder. And with this, we will actually thrive in tech and the digital divide will come down and they'll be able to encourage more young women, more young girls, beautiful girls, in order for them to join tech and we'll have a beautiful technological ecosystem.
Oh, that was really amazing. I mean, yeah, be nice, don't compete with yourself, and try to pull as much women, as much people along as you progress. So, Elena, Alia, Blessed, do you want to share your 2 cents on this?
All right, yeah, I want to build on what Emerald has said.
Okay, I
The
think
truth is,
the only thing I
truly,
would like to
truly,
say is
it starts with you. I'm sorry, somebody else speaking.
Yeah, Blessed, could you just turn off your mic once she's done, then you can speak. Yeah, I can go ahead.
All right, thank you. Okay, so I was saying that I want to build up on what Emerald has said. Truly, truly, it starts with each and every one of us, right? And I think that we all trying our best. Something that each and every one of us, those of us that lead, those of us that volunteer in communities, we're already taking one type of step towards ensuring that we build a community that can nurture everybody, right? We are trying to take a step that says, okay, let's build communities that works for everybody, right? Let's build an environment in tech that works for everybody, excuse me. And I think that's what communities are trying to do. So I think that if we just start everybody, the next person to you, the next girl to you, be nice, right? Be offering help one way or the other. It puts this positivity around you and what you do in tech, especially if you have a big identity in what you do in tech, right? The actions that you take goes a long way in how people see you and in turn the tech space. So it's important that you build an environment that brings everybody in. And for girls, it's even more important because, like we've discussed on this call, there's misogyny at play. Truly, whether it's loud, whether it's silent, there's misogyny at play. We are already the numbers are not in our favor. If you're being honest, if you look at the tech space, so we are all we've got, and we really need to drill that in that we are all we've got, right? the IWD that we've been doing. It's an amazing way that we've been able to show this so far. And I think that we shouldn't wait till IWD before we actually host events for just women. And I think that we should do that more often. Also, more women communities go a long way. More women focused communities. We've seen a rise in that over the years, and it's really gone a long way in how people see women in tech and what we do and the respect that we get for what we do. So I think that these are things that we need to put in place. We need to be nicer to ourselves. We need to make sure that that enabling environment starts from you, starts from each and every one of us, starts from me, right? So let's just make sure that we build a community that is open to everybody. I'm particular about my women, clearly, because in the end, it's me and my women, right? However, they treat the next girl, they're going to treat me that way if I don't say something, or if I don't do something about it. So let's learn to stand up for ourselves and, you know, let them know that the community that we're creating has to be there as a support system for us to always. And I think, and I hope that we can be able to keep up with that.
And I love this. I love this. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. Blessed, you can share your 2 cents on this. Hello?
Okay,
Okay, how about,
I think I'll just let
yeah?
myself and go in tech is volunteer. Go there, volunteer. You can hear me, right? Because
Okay,
I'm very like
yeah, you can go ahead. It
I
seems
was
like your voice is
um
breaking.
um connecting during the networking sessions.
Okay,
Social media fanfare. Meet people that way and you make anyone heard me. I think the line was really, really breaking.
yeah, your voice has been breaking. Maybe you can just repeat what you were going to say because your voice has really been breaking.
I'm really sorry about that. Okay, I'm really sorry about that. I was you should volunteer. That's like the most important thing. I think not the most important, but that's like the first and very, very, very key stuff. You should volunteer. Go for events. When you see tech events, anywhere tech events are free because they want all of it to come, all of us to come and learn and grow. Connect to them and you love them. Tell them what you do. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them you're still growing. You're a budding designer, a budding developer. You're a budding data analyst. Tell them that you love them. Tell them collect their numbers. Don't just go there for the pictures, the fanfare, funfair, relationships. Add them up. Hi, it's that same day. Tell them it's me. I met you at the first 2024, and I told you I was the product designer, and I really love. If you have any, this is my Behance portfolio profile. Anything you like, if you need a designer, I'm here. I'm going to see about it. because the person I volunteered, I am where I am right now because I had to come out of easy for me to walk up to somebody and speak to the person. But if I do not deliberately do that, I will improve on myself by making sure that I actually because I want to talk to
All right. Thank you for that. It seems like your network is really, really breaking. Well, thank you for sharing that. Elena,
Thank you, Sophia. I really believe that every one of us who is here has had a mentor or mentors in their lives.
them. Yeah.
So
When
with that, having a mentor, you should pass on what they shared with you to other people. When you help others or when you mentor others, it doesn't mean that they'll take your success from you. When you help someone succeed, it will help you as well to just appreciate
available.
that
That's all
you
I have
can
to say.
do
Just
changes in this
yeah.
world. So it can help you that you can do changes in this world. So let's not be afraid of helping other people like Emerald, Aliyah, and Blessing was said, we all need to be nice out there. There are few women in tech, and we need to be there for each other. It's all we have each other, so we need to be there for each other, help each other everywhere we can, and we also need to give awareness and help other women to never fear technology and other male-dominated fields because we need to be there to make changes as well.
wow, this that is an amazing point, and I agree with everyone. For us as a community, for you to really drive or try to promote inclusivity in your community or in your tech space, whether you are the lead or not the lead, try to interact more with the community members. When your fellow community members share a project, try to engage, share feedback, and having this type of sessions, like one of us said, it's really, really helpful because I know that especially here in Nigeria, there are some remote areas in Nigeria that still feel like women should not really do anything beside, getting married and giving births and like not working or talk more of going into tech. Because I remember that the challenge I really faced when I started in tech was the fact that in back-end development, everyone that I interacted with were mostly guys. And imagine being the only girl with a bunch of guys building projects. So I believe that having such spaces, having such discussions, having such round tables can really, show to young girls, young women, young ladies out there that you can achieve whatever you want to achieve as long as you put your mind to it. And just because tech is uh, a, a space mostly populated by guys doesn't mean that you cannot also achieve great things as a woman in tech or as a girl in tech. So yeah. Uh, Thank you for this space. I've really enjoyed this. This is almost 2 hours, and probably my longest YouTube live. But thank you very much for every one of the speakers that took out time to hop on this stream and educate us. And thank you for everyone that joined, that asked their questions, that interacted, that learned. So this video is going to be saved on this YouTube channel. You can go back and watch it anytime, and do well to follow the speakers. You can follow Alia, Emerald, Blessed, Elena, and follow me as well. If you have any questions relating to getting started in tech, or how to promote inclusivity in your community, you can reach out to any one of us. I know that personally, I am always available to hop on a call with you and explain one or two things. And so, once again, thank you very much. And does anyone have any last word to share?
Yes, I do. I think,
Oh, yeah.
can you hear me, Sophia?
Yes, yeah, I can.
Okay, so my last word is that if you can do it, if others did it, then why not you? So go for it.
Thank you. Emerald, you wanted to say something?
Okay, yes, I should say that it was great having all these amazing women. I can see the chats, live chats, amazing, amazing. And all I want to say is, in everything we're doing, we all have a common objective, which is growth. So whatever you're doing, do it well. Rely on support systems. Be nice to other people, most especially be nice to yourself, and have fun. Enjoy yourself. Meet great people. Live, laugh, and enjoy life. Chop life.
Thank you for that. Alia, do you have anything to add?
Oh, yes, I do. I want to tell you people to please sleep, please eat, take your health serious. It's very important. Please don't learn the hard way like me. It's very very important. I also like to say this when I speak at community events. I like to say that please. I know that community is one place that you can always find support. Community is one place you can always find mentorship. Whatever it is you're looking for to get started to sustain a great tech career, community is there for you, right? That's always been there. But I always like to say that as much as community is giving it to you, don't join communities just to take. Always join communities to also give back. And it's when we join communities with this mindset that we can always be able to get the best out of community. If you just join communities just to take, just be there, they're sharing resources, they're just clicking low key, nobody knows that are learning anything, it goes a long way, right? But children communities to give back, and the first step in giving back is actually sharing that okay, this thing was shared here, or this is what I've learned here. This is how it's helping my career, so that the community knows that okay, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, right? Give feedback, share it out there, you know, make sure that you're also giving back as much as community is giving to you. And this informs our decision. And when we say that it starts from you, right? These are also the ways that you can, create an enabling environment for everybody. This way, when other people see what you're doing, the positivity that Emerald talk about, giving positivity to take, when other people see that you're sharing positive stories and all of that, it also encourages them to join your community. So please, let's always ensure that you don't just join communities to take, you're also joining communities to give back. Let's make it a two-way thing for us. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for that. Blessed, do we have you back? If we do you have any last words to share, because we're about to end the stream?
Yes, I think the last thing I will say is just enjoy it, enjoy every process. Um, Receive from others, also be genuine to meet somebody for help. I mean, for connection. It's possible that you're just focused on yourself. See, oh, this girl is this. Oh, they have this community. Let me see what I can benefit from this. It's good that when you do that, you put the mindset to serve. So you can volunteer to be somebody who just want access. Now you're using what you have to get what you want. But the main point, my point exactly is that be a genuine person. I think Emerald said this before. Be a good person. Love wants to help somebody, people genuinely. If there's something you can do, you're also growing, but there are things you know how to do. For example, someone's trying to set up a Google, and then there are other things that are higher you can do. But this person is coming up and just wants to know how to be setting up meetings. Genuinely help the person, be good, and in serving, in return, so I think that's my own 2 cents. That's my own 2 cents. Thank you.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you for coming here. Yeah, can you hear me now? Oh, sorry, my bad. My microphone died. So I said that that this is a new YouTube channel for the GDSC community at Michael Bar University. If you would love to love for us to host a session on any topic, you can send me a DM on Twitter, and you can like this video, share it with your colleagues or any woman in tech that is currently struggling. Let them get to learn from the experiences of our speakers and subscribe as well. So thank you everyone. And before we go, a huge shout out to our social media manager, Winner Osinachi. He has been the one that has been dropping the summary of most of our discussion. I really appreciate you, bro. You've been amazing. And thank you all for joining this space. Till another time. Bye.